Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to part 2 of this series, DataQuest Guided Project Step by Step. And we are continuing from the last time where we discussed the profitable app profile for App Store. I think that is the first guided project in the Python fundamentals from DataQuest Guided Project. And in the last class, we have discussed quite a lot of stuff, which I highly recommend you. This is the first part of the video that you should watch this video in case you have not actually seen this part 1. I think the link should be in the description below or somewhere there. Just try to watch it first. And just like a recap, I could quickly take you through what we have done, which I think I would rather just go here to the guided project. Yes, this is the outline that we used the last time, and we have discussed about the project itself, the aims and objectives, what we are hoping to get, and of course we also try to explore the data. And after exploring the data, we're able to read and check the shape, the info about this data, so that we can get a good feel of what we are working with, the columns, the rows, and everything like this. And of course, today we are supposed to start fully with the data cleaning step. We did this removing data set with missing column last time. We did it briefly, which I'm going to be explaining also again. And if you really want to follow like step by step, you can, of course, I could quickly take you through what part of DataQuest guided mission we are also like right now. Just at the beginning, they asked us to post some introduction, the goal of this project, which you don't really have to be very perfect at the beginning. You can just like put something rough. I think I put something here about analysis of Google Play app and stuff like that, and telling us about the aim of the project, describing the data, and if you're just joining this stream, of course, you can quickly just have a very short background. We want to analyze all the app from App Store and also from Google Play. We want to see what kind of app should we build, and we have some criteria, which means that the criteria has to be that the app has to be free, it has to be for English speakers, and it has to be the one that people actually engage with, because our main aim is to make some revenue from in ads, which means people download it, which means they are like very common app and people also engage with them. So this is the whole reason why we are doing all this data analysis and everything like this. So I'll quickly go back to DataQuest so that you can see. So we are done with this, of course, practically. So you can just look, also open your DataQuest and see. We've also done this part 2. We are reading this with pandas, just like understanding. Sorry, I think it's not pandas. Yeah, I think it's just reading it normally. We created some explore function, which I've done a lot of pandas lately, so everything is just pandas now. But anyway, we have explored the data, and we're able to like identify some columns, and we have this good feel about this data. And of course, we've also completed this step 3, I guess, which is about deleting the missing column. I think this is where we stopped the last time, and today we are going to be continuing with the step 4, or let me say like the part 4 of this mission, which is removing duplicate entries. But before that, yes, I will quickly just make more recap and stuff like that. This is getting too much now, but anyway, we'll quickly get to point. So we remove the data, we separate the header, and we discuss like what is the data like. We exploit the number of rows, the number of columns. As you can see here, we printed the rows, we printed the column. For example, for the App Store, we have 717 rows, and of course we have 16 columns. And for the Google Play, we have about 10841 rows, and we actually have 13 columns. So that is much less columns. And then I think last time I also showed these raw data from Kaggle, or from where it was. So we can also see, just to make some physical reference to this data also. I think it's quite important also to see, yeah, this is from Play Store. As you can see, I can make it bigger just to be on a safe side for everybody to see. Yeah, I think this is much better now. As you can see, Here we have this, so we have all this information. As you can see, it's 13 colon. So our application or our function is actually working. I think this is already in 150. Yes, good. So this is for the iOS. So you can see we have 17 columns. I don't know why we have additional columns there. I think it should be 16. Yes, I remember why. Because they put these numbers like just to like order it 1, 2, 3. We don't really have this in our raw data. So that is okay. So now let's quickly get a business. I'll come back here and then yes, we have done all these. We have, yeah, this is okay. Yes, we started with the data cleaning because as I said in my last cast, in my last streaming, like I mean, like cleaning as a data scientist, cleaning the data is one of the most important jobs that we'll do over and over again. So we have to learn how to be comfortable with like cleaning data. We want to see data from number of columns, number of rows that is missing, some data points are missing. You know, we have a lot of things to clean. We have to like clean some string. We have to let it be in specific formats and all this kind of stuff that we have to do on a regular basis. And from the discussion forum, they said 1042 is like having some missing columns. This is pretty much easy to just like, okay, we want to use delete and we just delete that row. But together we're able to build this robust function that just check the length of each row and check the columns. If it is less than that of the header, then it just delete it, and of course it also printed it out for us. And this is a more robust solution because even though you run it several times, it still works. As you can see, we have 1084 here. This is what I'm talking about. Number of rows. At the beginning we have here, you remember, 10841. Now we already have 10840 because this particular 1047 index, which is that row, it has some issues. Instead of having like 13 columns, it has 12 columns. So now we have to delete it. But I think for the App Store, everything is okay. It's still 7197. As you can see here, yeah, 7197. So it did not really delete any row in that. So we'll just get back to business today, which is the main thing, the main meat of today, and we just got to go. But to quickly like give you a very like a top level overview, this is what we are actually going to do for today. We are going to be, of course, we have done this part, data cleaning. Let me see if, I don't know, I want it to be very clear so I'm not able to rush things. Maybe there might be maybe one part more. We'll just see how it goes. But of course, we have done this part, and the next thing is just for us to actually like delete some duplicate entries and remove non-English application, and of course also remove like paid apps. So how do we go about it? So let's get a business. Yes. So as I mentioned up there that we observed that there is some duplicates, and then how do you find duplicates is very important because sometimes you have like quite a lot of like similar things, similar apps. Maybe their name is the same, their number of course, size and stuff like that. But maybe it's just a number of reviews and stuff like this, because you know this data is aggregated over time. So, and if we check this kind of app name, maybe in App Store or from any other place, maybe from Google Play. I think in this case it will be using Google Play, and then we see if we have this kind of duplicate, and we are going to like just print it and see. So we can just check for some duplicates. We can just say for app in, I think, what did I use here? Android data. Yes, Android data. So we extract the app name. Of course, that is the first item from that row. That's why we call it 0. Sorry, let me make it like to be in the center of the, yeah, this is 150 right there, is good. And if for example, if the app name, if this is equal, I would say equal to, I think, let's try with Instagram. I think they use Instagram in the example, but we can use another one. Let's say quick PDF scanner, I think I should just copy this or something, plus OCR free. Yes. So if this is equal, then we just want to print it and see what is the print app name. Print app, sorry. We want to, not just the name, but the entire row we want to see. So let's run this and see what we have. So we don't have triple in Python, sorry. We only have some syntax errors still. We only have this double, of course. So as you can see now, we have like different kind of rows. This is about 3 rows with the same quick PDF scanner plus OCR. But then if we see folder, of course, the version is the same, the number of download, but maybe just something a little bit different. For example, yes, 4.03 and varies with device. So there are some subtle, like little different, maybe the number of downloads, the number of reviews at one point. As you can see, we have 8085 here, we have 8084 here. So we can just decide to randomly delete stuff, but we are not going to delete randomly. We would just like make sure that we kind of like set some criteria, like, okay, if let's say the number of reviews is less than so or is like with the one with the highest number of review, the one that has the latest version, something like this, and that will make our results or our application more robust when we actually give this kind of analysis. So the way we are going to go about this, just like it is recommended, as I said, you can easily just follow this. They say using a combination of narrative and stuff, count the number of duplicates. Yeah, this is what we're supposed to do now. Of course, we want to see, now we have identified that at least there is 1 or 2 duplicates. How do we count it? This is very easy, because all what we have to do is just to write some code and just like see our data better. So we say some unique apps, for example. Unique app, we can create an array for this. And of course, duplicate also. Duplicate apps, and we go like this one. Yes, and we just loop again for app in, for example, Android data. This is the one without the header, so everything is just clean. Of course, we extract the name first, as usual. Now we are like, if that name is already in unique, is, of course, Python is very similar as you are, right? You are just speaking a language. In, of course, we are going to use the in operator. In unique apps, then what do? We just want to append this app name. So we'll just say like duplicate dot append name. Now this could be a little bit confusing, like, okay, we found it in unique app, why are we putting it in append? Mind you, we are not finishing with this code yet. Just go along with me. Else, what do? We rather append to the unique, and that would be, of course, the name. And we can just say print number of unique, number of duplicate first, anyone is, so let's say len, of course, of the duplicate apps. Then we can, of course, print some new line there, because I don't just want it to be on the same, so we'll just change it. Don't worry, I would explain this code, just come along with me. So this one will be unique apps, of course, because we want to check the number of unique and duplicate that we have, so that we know what we are working towards by the time we get our answer. So this one will be unique. Good. So if we loop through this whole list of lists, which is Android data, yes, we grab the name, and we said if this name is already in the unique app list, you remember we've created this empty array, append it to duplicate, because think of it, otherwise append it to the unique, because the first time is the name there in the duplicate, in the unique, Yes, that means that the name has already been added here the first time. This is the only reason why this one will be true and this one will be executed. So it makes sense that if this is not passed, if this is false, then just like put this app, the entire application. Now I think I would rather, yeah, we can put the entire app or just the name, it's okay. The entire row or just the name, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to just put only the name. Yeah, so that's why. So the first time we don't have it, of course, that means that we are going to put it, so these parts will be passed. So we're going to put it in the unique list. Otherwise, we'll put it in the duplicate because that means it has already been here first for it to be here. So that means a duplicate. So that's just what we are doing there. And if you want, we can also just at least print some of those duplicates and just see how they look like. So we can say some duplicates. Then we just say duplicate app. Let's say we print the first thing or something like this. So that means, let me just try to put some new line here. Good. So let's try to run this and see what happened. Good. As you can see, just like we are expecting, we have like 1181 as the number of duplicates, and of course the unique app is 9660. We'll see later, we're going to be confirming this. And just like we actually projected, some of the duplicate include this one that we check, some Google, whatever. There's a lot, like, because you can see it's like 1000 and something, but it's okay for us to just print this. So yeah, that is that about checking the duplicate. Now we have already established and we have an idea of number of duplicates that we have in our data. So the next thing is that, okay, now let us remove it. How do we remove it? Because now we've established that we have duplicate, and the next thing is let us remove it. So it's very easy, just like as usual, because we just have to work in a very logical manner, and this involves that we, of course, try to create like some sort of like, I would say, the dictionary, a dictionary of those one with unique app name, and then we use this dictionary to create like a new entry. But I think we should just put everything in code so that that could be easier to understand better, and we are going to see by ourselves. So yeah, I can write some, I can just like maybe put some stuff here because they are like they might help you with the analysis itself. As I said, from the above code, we have duplicates and we have counted it, and we see that the varieties of each app is only observed with some little differences, like I said. So therefore, we have to specify some criteria. You cannot just say, okay, now we have this, you just delete random like quick PDF scanner, maybe the first or the second one. I think it's better. We can do that, but then what about some outliers? What if we have deleted the one with the recent data? So that is why we want to like create some criteria. So we are like, for example, we can examine the number of rows in this above, and we see that the difference is on the 4th position, which corresponds to the number of reviews. And for it to have more reviews, maybe like it's recently like been like updated. Now there are more reviews, and that shows that we can use this kind of data, to build our criteria with which we are going to remove all these like random extra duplicate rows. So in order to achieve this, we are going to be following some like a code approach, which are pretty much easy to understand, and I'll be explaining each line, don't worry. So as you can understand now, we are going to be using, let's say, the number of reviews because it makes sense. Now we have app with the same name, like everything is pretty much the same, but then we see that, okay, maybe the number of reviews, that means like it's like the most recent one. So for us to do that, as you can see now, we're going to create a dictionary, and we'll be talking about the reviews, and down with the maximum, of course, it's a dictionary. That means we should kind of populate this one later, with the name of the app, of each app, like the key, and the value could be like the highest number of review of this duplicate. Let me go back and explain properly. Now this is the name. This is what dictionary is going to take, the name, and of course the one with the highest, for example, this one will be the key. So other ones that doesn't meet this criteria will be discarded. Yeah, that sounds good enough to me. So just like as usual, we're gonna be looping this and get some data for app or for row, anything you want to call it, in Android data. Good. So what do? We want to get the name as usual because we need the name as the key, you remember. So app, that is the first one in each row, and then of course we also want to grab the number of reviews now. So n reviews, we call it n reviews, just you can name it anything you want, and we want to convert it to a number because it kind of is more reasonable, because look at it here, it's actually a string, so you cannot compare one string. Like, of course you can compare strings somehow, but in this case, like maybe in JavaScript you can do it better, I don't know so much in Python, but of course what we want to compare the numeric numbers here, like is 5 less than 5 or is 5 greater than 6 or something like this. So that's why we are going to be converting this to the float type just to make it numeric. Good. So we grab the third one here, as you can see. Then our criteria, now this is where it gets more interesting. If name is already in this dictionary, which is the reviews max, right? This one, good. And the reviews max, now we want to grab the value now, the value of that particular app. So how do we do that? Take it by the name, because you know normally I would explain this better, don't worry. It's less than the n underscore reviews, good. Then we want to say reviews max, the name, and we want to set it to the n reviews. Good. So you remember in a basic dictionary, this is what we do to grab a number. For example, let me open like a new I think I might get some issues here, but it's okay. I just want to show you something quickly. So let's assume we have a dictionary, dict2 or something or whatever. Then we said like a dictionary is like this. We say first is a name, and the name is John as usual, and we have the age, and we said is, let's say 33 for example. How do I get, for example, the age value, which is 33? It's so simple. I can just say dictionary, and I say like age, and if you console log this, sorry, it's not, of course it's a string. So now you see I have 33. So this is exactly the same thing that we are doing here. We want to check, of course, if this name is already in this dictionary, which is, this is the code itself, that is the error, that's the output. So if this name is already in this dictionary, remember this is normally the way we create a frequency table. We check if the name is there, okay, increase it, otherwise add it the first time. But we're not doing that now. What we just want to do, you want to check if this name is already in the reviews max, which is this dictionary, and there's another condition, and the reviews max name, which means the value here, as you can see, which means, for example, this value here, where is it? This value here, if it is less than the one that we just pull out from that row, because we are looping. So maybe the first time we've gathered some information here about quick scanner, we already say, okay, quick scanner, then the value is 23, for example. So we want to check that value, which is 23, with the one we are currently looping over, which is coming from here. So if this value is less, that means it makes more sense. That means the value here already is less than the one we just see, but we want to put this one that we have just met, which means the current row, we want to put it to be the highest, because you remember this dictionary is supposed to hold what? It's supposed to hold the app names with their reviews value, but only the highest, not just the random one, the highest, the one with the highest review. Good, I think that should be clear enough. But if it is not clear, please just leave some question on the comment below. I will try to answer. Now, and the next thing I want to do now is, like, if we cannot find that name, okay, if the name is not in review max, of course, Then of course, what do we want to do? We want to hide it. Reviews max, and of course the name. I want to put it to be the what? The end review. Good. Yeah, I hope this other part is clear, because we are checking just like we did here. Sometimes some people say, why not put this whatever first and something, but I think this is the safest way. Check first, and if this is not the case, that means either this part is not true or this part is not true. Either the app has not been added earlier or the review is less. Then go to this and go and check if that app is not already in this dictionary. Then of course add it, put the name there, and also set the value, and of course this will just give you the name automatically. So if we want, we can just see what we have done and have a feel of our code. So we remember we have gotten the length to be some value up, which I'm going to be showing you again. So that will be length of the what? Review max, because we can easily just get the length of a dictionary like this, right? So let's see if this length is actually what we're expecting, and we will say print expected length after removing the duplicate, and that's supposed to be what? Supposed to be the length of Android data minus length of duplicate apps. I think maybe this is not very important now, but we can still check it. Duplicate apps. So yeah, let's see what this one gives us. Could not convert string to float 3.0. So where do we have the problem? So did we pick the right one? App name. Okay, let me see why we have some problem here. We have to just restart our kernel just to be on the safe side. Sometimes you have this kind of problem. Yes, now we get it to work. So nice is 5.9, nice is 5.9. So, because of course it makes sense. After we have removed all our data, we have removed the duplicate from our data, of course. We're expecting those ones with this value, as you can see. So we're expecting these with the values, and they're both the same. As you can see, number of unique apps, nice is 5.9, nice is 5.9. So our code is correct, because reviews max is only going to all the one with, because we've removed the duplicates, those one with the less number of reviews. So I think we are doing pretty good so far. But then that is like a step to remove. We've not even removed the duplicate, so we have to keep working. And for us to remove the duplicate, it takes a little bit, like, I wouldn't say a dicey way, but let's quickly get over it, and by then we should be done, because I think I don't like it. This stream is getting like longer already. But then I've written some text to just explain what I'm doing, so maybe that could help you, of course, later when you have to check this by yourself. But then if it is not still clear, please leave a comment. I will try to answer in the from the comment below, from the comment section below. So yeah, let's get to business. So as I was saying, we've been able to generate like a dictionary of all the apps names with, for example, the highest number of review. But this is not what we want to do. If we check our Android data, it's still having the duplicate. So we can, of course, use this dictionary to filter our Android data. By then, because this is having only all the unique values, we can like do some comparison with this and we are good. And how do we do it? Now, we have to like, just like we did for the duplicate and the unique, we have to do a similar thing also. But if I quickly show you now what we have to do, and then that could be easier. Let's quickly write this code. And then, yeah, the number of, you can always read this at your own free time, but I will explain everything. So, yeah, we say Android data, but not just the data, but now clean or something. I don't know, you can call it any name you want. I don't need the line there. Then, not just that, we also want to track those ones that we've added to the clean. So because we don't want to add it the second time. So and added, and we also create an empty array, empty list. So for app in, of course, as usual, Android data, of course, not the new one, because the new one, this clean one is just empty. We cannot loop over it, not yet. So we grab the name as usual. We say name equals to app, and that is number 0, the first one. And of course, we also want to get the end reviews, right? And that could also be the same thing. Of course, we have to convert it to flow as usual. So that's the, I would say, the fourth one, right? And we want to check now if this end reviews, right? If it is equals to the reviews max. Remember the other one that we got in the other time, which is this dictionary, right? You want to check if the number of reviews we are currently looping at for the app, if it is equal, and name not already, not in, already added. But then just to make it like, I mean, just to actually make it work, I think we should wrap this in parentheses, so it's easier for the AND operator to know what and what is combining. So now if we have this condition, which means that the number of review is equal to the review value in this dictionary, I think maybe I will try to explain it in a kind of like a easier way, because this part is the most important part. We are using this dictionary. This dictionary that we have created here, we are using it to clean our entire Android data. And how do we do that? Remember, we have these reviews max to have two things: the name of the application. Maybe let's just print some of them. I don't know, like print, that could be a lot, but let's see what it gives us. Reviews max. So that is, at least that is kind of easier to understand, I guess. Now it's a lot, but just for example, look at this first one. For example, photos editor and candy whatever, it gives you 159, which means this is the name of the application and this is the value. Look at this is this and this is the value. Now if I keep looping through the entire Android data, which is all this, and I check, I got to the name. Remember, we came here, I pull out the name, and I saw the value of the review. We also pull out the review, and I saw that they are the same. You can see, which means the current review value of the app I'm looping at right now, and the review of that same app from the dictionary. From the dictionary, you know, the dictionary only contains the clean one, the one with the highest review, and the one we have actually separated, right? If that is the same, that means that is the highest. That is the one that we wanted, right? And of course, if that name is not already in the order, like already added, that's why we created, just to track it. What do we do? It's as easy as that. Android clean now append. We just append the entire app, not just the name now, but the app, because there we only append the name here, but we don't need only the name, we need the entire row. That's why we are appending the entire application. And here, just for us to know what app name we have added and which one we've not added, you can say already added dot append the name Because mind you, we check, this is two condition. We check if this, because if we don't do this part, how do we know which data, which application, which row we've already appended to the clean array, this one. So we have to kind of track it down, otherwise that would not work properly. So we can quickly test this and just see, and I think it's pretty much easy to use our, the other time we created the explore function, right? So we can just quickly use this. I don't know why we're having some red there. I hope it's not some error. Yeah, I think so. That is strange. Okay, I think now we should be good. Yeah. So let's see what this one gives us. Okay, I think I should call it Android data here, not gclean. Yeah. So let's see. Rows and columns. True. What did I call it? I think I called it something different here. I think I call it rows and column. Yeah, that should be correct. Rows and column. Why is it not working? Rows and columns. Got unexpected keyword arguments, which I think is not there. Rows. Okay, I call it row and column. So that is where the problem is coming from. So let's just quickly fix this and see that our function is working right now. Okay, it should be here. Okay, there we go. Now, as you can see, this is pretty much working right now because this is very clear. We have 9659, you remember? That is our target. 9659, right? Number of unique apps and the number of columns is still the same, and that is still 13. So I think we are going to be stopping here, and I really hope that you understand this part pretty well, because this is the most important part. And we creating a dictionary, we separating them into unique and duplicate. This might sound a little bit like a lot of steps if you find, of course, some better, faster way to do it, but you should also remember that it's quite like a complicated data set, so it's better to make sure that your data set is like what you actually expect. So it's good to also clean. You might get this number in a different way. I've seen people running different code, but then when they check like by index, what's also index, it's kind of something different. And for them just deleting randomly any row with the same name, but here we have been able to successfully like not just delete any row, but like going through this step of extra mile. I think this is getting really long already, and I really wish to continue, but at the same time I want this to be as short and clear as possible. So, and it's not about having this like 50 hours recording. It's better that it is clear and short and people find it easy to follow. And then because of that, I think we are going to be stopping here. And remember, this is the row and this is the column. And thank you for stopping by, and then have a good time. Bye.